The economy is a roaring success. Look at these numbers. Almost making a profit. I am surely the greatest president that ever lived. Hey everyone, Brento here. Welcome to another episode of Dump City. Look at all the people we have in Dump City now. So what's on the show this week aside from this suit? I'll get you caught up on what's been built since the last episode. Next, I'm going to see what I can do just 2 years before an election to boost my popularity. I'll cover the immigration office, the ministry, and some edicts I unlocked since last episode. But before we do that, I'm going to bring back a bit that millions of fans have been asking for. Where are these fans, you ask? Well, that's none of your damn business. Anyways, backed by popular demand, it's time once again for more tips for noobs. First, consider the alternative food source edict if you don't want to build hospitals. See what it does here? It basically prevents people from dying if they don't have enough health care. And I really don't have any hospitals over here, so there you go. That's your first tip. Don't forget to install upgrades at your nuclear plant. Lead shielding's a little pricey, but it improves job quality quite a bit. Finally, do you like electricity? Well, so do your citizens. I've upgraded this one with electrification. You'll see it increases the efficiency by 25%. But electricity not only improves housing quality, you can earn more money if you have a TV station set to pay TV. See what it requires? Electrified buildings. Alright, that's it for this week's tips. Let's now have a look at what's changed since we last visited Tropico over a decade ago. We expanded our corn, pig, and sheep network further west. I added security checkpoints between districts and configured them as toll booths. One here, another here, and another here. In addition to the EU embassy, I built 4 more. The US, Russia, the Middle East, and of course, China. All 5 embassies are synchronized for kissing ass and begging for money. I will praise them all at the same time, and I'll ask for financial aid all at the same time. I might have to beg for a lot of money later in this episode if I want to survive. My tourist district has also grown with a lot of new buildings being added. We have pharmaceuticals being made from oil. We have jewelry being made from gold. Canned goods from fish and pineapple. You'll notice in previous episodes I was hoarding money, through Steely Bank and various other edicts and whatnot. Building permits, for example. The question is, what do you do with this money? Sometimes you get blueprints. Sometimes you get knowledge. One of the cool ones is this image campaign. This is one of the reasons you steal money. Other things to watch for are faction standings for domestic groups, such as the capitalists, the industrialists, whatever. The broker also offers standing for superpowers as well, so that helps with your international relations here. We're about to have an election shortly. You can see here, the election date is in 2019. It's December 2016. So we're just before it's going to prompt what I want to do for the upcoming election. I have about 2 years to figure it out. And with a 5% approval rating, I have a save point here, so just keep that in mind. Just over 2 years before this stage of an election, be sure to save your game, because if things go bad, like let's say you don't get reelected, you can always try again and just not do the elections. So here we go. Let's prepare our speech. Let's hit play here. Look, our rating's gone up a little bit.
Citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want a choice in how they are ruled. So selfish.
I'm going to deliver an amazing speech here. Now, the way this works is you have 4 categories of your speech. The first one basically lets you ignore the problem, okay? So what's the problem that we have the lowest rating with? Housing, but I'm going to save housing for something else. You know what? I can probably improve the crime a little bit, but the job happiness, I'm not going to be building any new jobs, so let's acknowledge job happiness. Okay, next, you have factions you can look at here. So what I like to do is, you know what? I have a strategy I want to try here. I want everyone to be a communist, so I'm going to praise the communists, although they're already popular. But I think with my media, I can make everyone more communist. So let's make them even stronger, and let's try to convince people to become communists. So this will boost this even further. I have an alliance with the EU, so they can take the penalty here. Let's blame them. So this will allow me to get more popularity by scapegoating the EU. And then finally here, basically I'm expecting, you see here, undecided voters, most dissatisfied with housing happiness, vote for me. So what I want to do is promise I'll fix it and sway a whole bunch of votes here. Let's see how much this fixes things right now.
Tropico. Some call it the Valley of the Shadow of Despair, but to me it is the Valley of the Shadow of my home. Our spirits cannot be broken, so rise, O Tropico, and despair no more. Of course, life is tough for those without jobs. I understand. My job is everything to me. But soon, my people, everyone will have tolerable pay, bigger bosses, and harder work. Our efforts are aided by our communist comrades, to each according to their need, from each according to their ability. Equality for all, especially those who are more equal than others. Our problems are deeply rooted in the arrogance of Europe. When their citizens invade our beaches, they are served by hand. But when Presidente knocks upon their door, they bite that very hand. What can you look forward to in the years to come? Better housing, slantier roofs, straighter walls, more transparent...
An impromptu vandalism competition ended in victory today for the Tropican rebels.
Well, our approval rating is at least up to 14%. That's a good thing, but we're going to have to do more than that. So here's something I did after last election. I built these cathedrals. This is something I haven't actually explained in the game yet. This is the faith mechanic. So you'll notice too here, there's if you look at the people here, there's the happiness indicator. We've gone over a bunch of these things before, but there's also this faith category. So long story short is the chapel, the church, and the cathedral are basically faith providers. Your citizens go to these buildings and improves their faith.
El Presidente today reassured the people of Tropico that life is better on our archipelago than anywhere else on the planet.
While we're here, I'm going to control click this and make this max efficiency. So all my cathedrals, all my churches, and all my chapels are max efficiency. This is another way to boost the happiness of people and improve my rating. While we're here too, let's go ahead and change the libraries to uncensored portfolio. We want to make sure that Dump City is not censored by the algorithm. It's getting way more views than everything else because it's the most important show on the internet. And let's make this max efficiency as well. The uncensored portfolio basically emits liberty. And as you just saw, liberty is one of the things that makes people happy here. I haven't emptied any of these dumps in over a decade, but let's fill this up for $10,000. And let's go over all the dumps and do that. Okay, that cost a few dollars, but we can go a little in debt here. We got to win this election. We got to get rid of the pollution. Here's another idea here. See all these shanties and these farms? These people have no services. You know what would be good? Let's give them a grocery store. You know why it's good? Because it's right by the farms that supply them. It'd be kind of nice to let the people have, you know, the food that they actually produce. Let's build it right here. You could also convert these chapels here. Let's go to this here. We don't have any medical services over here, so let's give them some health care. The shanties get health care. There you go. This is how you get popular. Let's go to the church here, and let's give them leg room. This will improve the service quality. We'll also give this restaurant here a freezer. That makes people happier. We'll add some more police officers. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any police in this part of town, but I don't have enough money to do anything about that right now. Okay, let's check the broker too to see if we have another image campaign. No, we don't. So, okay, well, at least we looked. This economy is great. I'm the best president ever. I'm stuck in the White House here. For some reason, there's guerrillas attacking. These people in the shacks should be happy, but for some reason, they're really upset with me. Okay, another thing we want to do here is make sure that everyone becomes more of a communist because we improved our standing with them. So let's convert to the red star. You'll see what the red star does here. So we want to make everyone more of a communist. Likewise, the radio station has a similar channel. One for All is the station you want to listen to if you want to have communists. The immigration office. Basically what this does is it increases the immigration rate by 50%. So that's one of the reasons I grew my population quite a bit. My rival Bo Jiden used the immigration office in the last election, but he failed. We'll see here we have some special people, some special citizens. We've got a rival, of course, Bo Jiden. You can also configure the ministry to do other things, such as only bring in skilled workers. We might have to switch over to that shortly because we don't have a college. Once you have not enough industry being built and you don't have jobs being created, you want to set this to Tropico first to reduce immigration. Another building that's very popular is the ministry here. I built this, and what it does is it lets you have these various people inside it. You can access it too through the politics screen here. And you can see what the various positions do. You got an education, defense, economy, foreign affairs, and interior minister. Each one of these gives you an ability. So I'm not going to go over every single one, but when you have them in power too, they also increase the standing with certain candidates. So it's one reason to choose these people. This one's giving me extra knowledge points, okay, which I kind of need early on. Later on, I'll switch to someone else. This just lets me get some more Swiss money. That's useful. You'll notice too that at max efficiency, a lot of my buildings were in fact producing more than they normally do. This guy's good, gives me 100 Swiss dollars a month. This is a good reason to build a ministry. And here too, my propaganda is going to be even more effective thanks to this one. Okay, we got a bit more money here. Let's go in and upgrade some of our radio stations. I noticed too, a lot of them don't have music all day, so I'm going to do this for all of them. Oh, we got a fire here. Let's check it out. Oh, it's only a shack behind the nuclear power plant. We can just let that burn out. I'm not sending a helicopter. Oh, we have a little bit of combat going on near the shanty. We're now up to 15%. You know, I need to earn money IRL. Making this show is a full-time job and I don't have enough subscribers to pay the bills yet. I'm going to be homeless if this doesn't change soon. So how's this for a business idea? I move to New York and offer to be a custodian at an apartment building in Billionaires Row. You know, since our billionaires don't actually bother to live in them, I could make sure no rats get in the building. Maybe you need me to check if it's haunted before you move in. Anyways, back to the show. Okay, things aren't progressing far enough here. I think we're going to have to switch some edicts. Our approval rating is still going too slow. You'd think it'd be more popular not charging people to go to church. This one here, it increases job quality. But I said I was going to ignore job quality, and this is going to decrease the efficiency of outputs, so I don't think I'll do this one. What about Social Security here? Okay, this increases their personal experience, so you know what? And this increases my standing with the communists, so I can't go wrong with this.
Everybody loves me.
I also enabled this edict. I think this is part of the DLC where no one's getting paid. Maybe they don't like it. Oh, maybe that's why we had some rebels. You know what? I'm going to take this one off. We have $7,000 in the bank. We're doing good. Okay, so another one here that could help quite a bit here is tax cuts. This one's big if I recall in previous ones. Let's do this.
Get on everyone's good side. Slash taxes and worry about balancing the budget after the next election.
That's right. You can't fix a problem unless you create it. All right, let's just keep an eye on things here. You can't have these
guerrilla uprising. It's actually bad for tourism. You lose money from tourists. If you go $50,000 in the hole, you have problems. I wish I could revise the Constitution. There's some things I would like to do to boost my rating, but we're up to 39%. Oh, we're actually slightly favored. Okay, so those edicts, the tax cuts helped a lot. We're no longer doomed. We have a slight chance of winning right now. Oh, we got a new image campaign option here. Yes, let's buy this as well. We're stealing lots of money. Why did this show up? I just went up to 51%. We've significantly improved our odds here. I think we're going to get reelected. Although I am getting a little bit concerned about money issues with all these guerrilla uprisings. Oh, this one here got pretty close to the White House. I think it was that edict where no one was getting paid. Might have pissed off some people. It's probably not worth it. Ooh, money's becoming a bit of a problem here. We're going to have to beg for some money shortly. But we're popular, 51%. So there's a few other things here that I never covered that I could have done to improve my popularity. I'll just go over that while we wait here. You notice too with my special citizens and my rival Bo Jiden here.
So stressed.
I could have had him arrested or institutionalized if I had the money for it, but we don't really need to do that. So there you go. I'm a very noble politician for not doing that. I think you can also make examples of faction leaders you want to dissuade from affecting popularity. I'm not too sure about that. Another thing too, if you get the option to revise your constitution last minute, you could change it so that only wealthy citizens vote. It turns out that there's a lot of happy people that are wealthy. Just let them vote. Or if you have a lot of government buildings, this is also beneficial. So that even if people in the government don't like you, they'll vote for you no matter what. But these have negative side effects to them. Right now, we're not cheating. We're doing all citizens can vote. Again, if you do things like send your rival to prison or mess with these things, there's long-term effects. And I had to pay for 2 image campaigns in order to get this popular, i.e. don't send them to prison unless you absolutely have to. Oh my, we're getting very, very close to going bankrupt here. Wow, that's as close as it gets. We need some money soon. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, right on time. Okay, let's go through the embassies. First thing you do is ask for money. Start with the US, then Russia, then the EU, then we need better relations, but we'll praise them, then ask for money. Sometimes you got to do these in a certain order, but you want to do them all sort of at the same time, even though praising comes up more often. And if you can't do one of them, I just leave it out of the rotation. Same thing here. We got to praise them first and then ask for financial aid. Look at that. We got 40,000 in the bank. And now we're going to be able to not go bankrupt and get elected. But while I'm here, since we just praised a couple of them, we want them all synchronized too. So we just praised the Middle East, but we never praised the EU. And we never praised Russia. And we never praised the USA. So let's praise all of them. There we go. And it looks like we're going to get elected anyways. Right now we got 50% approval, 30% disapproval, and 20% just aren't even voting. We're looking really good. Freighter comes in, big delivery. Economy's doing not bad.
I'm sure the good citizens of Tropico intend to vote for you, Presidente. I myself intend to vote for you many, many times.
Okay, this would be another thing here to give myself a bit of a boost, but when the personal experience goes down 20 points, the long-term effect is I'll get into office this time, but if I want a 4th term, I have to let them vote freely. We're only a few more months away. We're doing good with money. We're popular enough to get elected. We're not over 50%, but you don't need to be over 50%. You just need to be higher than those that are not going to get elected. I haven't even maxed out some other buildings in terms of efficiency, but I don't really want to spend more money. We're spending a lot on these churches. That could be helping it. You know what? Some of these rebels are becoming a bit of a problem. They're hurting my tourist industry. I think I'm going to have to look for them and send them to prison.
That
Or
was a close one, Presidente. Apparently, some citizens need to be reminded just how much they love you.
there we go. We did it. 3rd term. Okay, now we can adjust the Constitution here. Now that we got elected, we can basically change the labor policy so that everyone's a slave. Because who cares now, right? I can go back to 5% again. This is how you play the game, right? Leave it to all citizens can vote. This was also another thing here. I had an immigration policy that basically I wasn't letting anyone leave, and I'm going to maintain that one because I don't care anymore now that I'm elected. I got 10 years in office to do whatever I want, and the more people I have, the more money I can make. Again, we could consider changing this near an election, which I was thinking of doing for this one if it came down to it, but I never had the option. There is an edict that lets me change the Constitution, which maybe we'll do in a future episode, but we didn't need it here. We're setting the Constitution to settings that are now not so popular. All right, let's go with that. Okay, nothing else to do, right? We won the election. We're pretty good for... We've considered all things.
Presidente, I know you always keep your promises, but the citizens today can be very exacting about what counts as a fulfilled promise.
Okay, this is the next thing we have to consider. It's we have to build the houses. Let's accept this. We don't have a choice, really. We have this many days to improve housing happiness. The bar is very low right now because it started very low. So I think as long as we basically build some houses, we're okay. So the first stage in that is to go here and to go to urban development. So for $7,500, I'm going to get half price on all residential buildings. We got some money. A freighter just arrived with a bunch of money, so let's do this.
Is this the new deal? I am now an even greater president than FDR.
Okay, now we got to build some houses. So in the game, you have all these housing options. Most of them are not enabled by default. You got to pay for the blueprint to build them. And a few of these here are coming with the DLC. I'm going to try to focus mainly on the ones that come with the game. So with me, my favorite one's usually the modern apartment, but you can only get that in later eras. The tenement's really good if you're early on. I find the bunkhouse is very good as well. It's a smaller footprint. It's only 2x2. Their special work mode is very different. They don't all have the same effect. Like the bunkhouse, for example, lets broke people stay in the house, and it increases the capacity by 2. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Regular houses are very underrated too because they're small and they fit into spots that a lot of things can't fit. So you'll always want to put little houses in areas where you need housing. Apartments are not bad in early eras because they're good for well-off or better. I rarely build a country house because it's basically the same size as a regular house, and it's not the same housing quality. It's a lower quality, so... Flop houses are good for certain situations. Not the highest quality house, but it fits in a 1x3, so it has its advantages. But early on, the tenement's probably one of your best options. These are the two I usually go out with, maybe with regular houses. And if I'm building near a bank, I might build a mansion. So basically what I want to do right now is build 6 apartments, 4 modern mansions, and 4 of these. This will serve our well-off citizens. This will serve our rich citizens, and this will serve our poor citizens. These ones here, you can convert them so that homeless people can stay here. So I'll do that too after I build these other things if we still have any homeless people. So let's build some apartment buildings. Okay, where do we need some? Let's build one here. This would be a good spot for another. Build our 3rd apartment here. I think this is a good spot for one. Let's put one in our tourist district. Okay, we got a jeweler's workshop over here, so let's give them some housing. All right, let's build some modern mansions now. Obviously, these all go around the banks. Our ministers will want some over here, and our bankers. Instead of living in these shacks, they'll be a lot happier. You know what? Let's build a little array. Let's put them all together. All right. Let's also build 4 of these capsule home clusters that come with the DLC. I already have one here. This is literally the only housing I built in the game. Maybe we could build another one over here somewhere. Right here would be a good spot for one. Another over here. These people at the mine could use a better house. Let's give these farmers a house. Right here, some housing for the farmers. Okay, let's play and see if we can get this objective done. Another thing too, when you're building houses, be sure to set the housing quality to max. See, they're all at minimum right now. I'm going to set them all to max. Even my conventillos are going to be set to max because we're trying to improve the happiness here. We got to get this done or else we're going to not have a fourth term. And we're going to need that fourth term in order to finish this scenario. Tenements should be max quality. The giant spider's house needs to be upgraded. There's a lot of gorillas. Why are they so mad? Oh, we forgot to take... Let's set this back to the normal budget, which is next to nothing. We're starting to lose money again. So you'll notice too that we have this work mode of let it rot, but it lets broke citizens move in here. So this is one of the things, this is one of the reasons you might build these conventillos. However, you want to make sure that when you're setting up your housing, that you put the highest quality housing as near possible to the place that your Tropicans work so that it collects the most rent. So you'll notice here with these buildings, you see the monthly income? That's basically the rent, okay? Now, the more rent you charge, the more money you can make in this game. But the tricky thing is that the more expensive houses require richer Tropicans to move into them. However, when they choose where they work, they usually choose based on proximity first. Let's say this mansion here were too far away from the bank, they might opt to live in this apartment instead. One thing you might find a problem too is if you build some housing, then you build an industry, and then they get to work, they're going to be stuck in that housing. So even if you build a higher quality residence closer by, it can remain vacant. This one took a lot of coaxing to actually get people to move in here, even though there's filthy rich people right in this bank right here. They're actually working from here even. So I had to fire them all, okay, by right clicking on them. And eventually I got some to move into this mansion here. But another thing you can do is demolish these older residential buildings or move them really far away. And then what will happen is they'll be forced to move into something close by. So in general, though, you want to put your highest quality housing nearest the place of where they work. If you're making $50 or more per month, that makes you filthy rich. You got to be 20 or more for rich, 10 or more for well off, 1 or more for poor. And if you don't have a job, you're just broke. You got to look at the wages of the nearby buildings to determine what housing quality that should go nearest them. These houses have a housing quality. If I change the efficiency of it, you see how it changes the housing quality? And that adds up with the beauty around it. So if you have a bunch of shacks, for example, and things like pollution, there isn't much pollution around here. If you look at Dump City over here, it's just filled with, you'll notice too, the people in terms of how happy they are. That's one of the things is the housing. So right now it's at 38, and that's what we're trying to do is get this to 53 because we promised we'd do that. And that contributes to their overall happiness. And it affects a lot of things like people wanting to immigrate here. And of course, getting elected. Oh, I want to save some money now too. I want to take off a bunch of these things here. Oh, we got to get rid of this Social Security. It's costing us too much money. And no more tax cuts. Oh, that freighter arrived just in time. We were having some money issues here. And one other thing too is if you want to improve the housing quality and improve the beauty, be sure to build some parks nearby. It also kind of lets you see where there's a lot of homeless people because homeless people kind of make it not beautiful. I'm not too worried about the shore here. I think we're going to fill every square inch of this with anything but parks. But if you have like rich neighborhoods, you want to be sure to have parks like here. Let's put a park in here. You see how the beauty is bad near this parking station here? But if you put a little park, the square here, this is a nice park. And look at that. See how it improves the beauty? Our approval rating is going back down, but we don't care. It's going to be a long time before we get elected again. Our edicts are coming to an end. We can actually re-enable this here too. This costs a bit of money, but this gives me more money in my Swiss bank account so I can do things. Let's issue this one. Oh, and the diplomatic super party. As soon as we have enough money after we've done our objective here, I think I'm going to enable this again so we can start begging for money again. This is part of the mechanism of having all these embassies. Okay, let's squeeze a few more capsule homes in here while they're half price. Oh, and this one fits nicely here. Let's make this a high priority. This one needs even more density. Let's go sharing is caring. We got to get rid of these shacks. We're running low on money here. I think I'm going to cancel this construction for now. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to cancel some of these. We're having money problems. Yeah, let's cancel a few of these apartments here. Let's focus on the ones that are bad. Let's double the size of this here. Notice here that the number of people that are homeless has decreased. We're up to 46 out of 53. Let's cancel one of these mansions. I think it's the tax cuts that did it. I shouldn't have did the tax cuts. I didn't realize they lasted this long. Oh, let's put armed caretakers in all of these tenements. That should help too. Yay, we did it! There we go. We kept our promise. The economy's in shambles again. Next week, what we're going to do is, hopefully, build a luxury hotel. And we're going to build it over here and really finish up this making money stage of the campaign. Maybe we'll put the Moon Hotel over here. This looks like you're in a crater, you know? If you built a luxury hotel here, call it the Moon Hotel. You know, with cameras, you could sell people tickets to it. They'd fly there. Make sure you cover up the windows. Maybe just fly to Baffin Island or something. And tell them that they're on the moon. They won't know the difference. Anyways, that's it for this episode here. The rigged election. We got in for a third term. We got a lot of problems to fix up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next week.